Okay, there. So we start. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Thank you for taking time to attend tonight's meetup. So this is the first meetup that we have for 2021. At present, we are 15 in this room. So my name is Bob Reyes. So I'm with the Mozilla Philippines community. Okay. So yeah, we have two speakers for tonight. We have Romar and Ronks, both from our community. So they will be talking about safety and security using Firefox. So some reminders. Okay, so this session is being recorded. Recording of this session will be uploaded later on at YouTube and also in Facebook for those who missed it. For the for sessions, please have your mics muted. Okay, so during talks, so there will be a Q&A after each speaker. So feel free to ask your questions. If you are too shy, you may use the chat uh, box in this call. So what will be our agenda? So we will be having quick introductions, very quick, and then I'll give some updates about Mozilla Philippines, and then we'll start with the talks. We'll go for Ronks will go first, followed by Romar. So Ronks will be talking about online safety with Firefox Enhanced Tracking Protection or ETP, and Romar will be talking about being more secure by leveraging multi-account containers in Firefox. And then we'll have the Q&A. And if there are people who are interested to give lightning talks, I asked during the sign up. Pero yeah, there was one who said, but he's still not around. And then closing. Okay, so let's have a quick introduction. So just answer these questions. I sorry. Okay, so what is your name? From where are you and what do you do? So I'll go first. My name is Bob Reyes. I'm one with the Mozilla Philippines community. I am from Makati City. What I do many things, but Mozilla stuff is one. Okay, so let's go and head over to uh, Juliana. I'm basing it here sa
Well,
Maynila.
okay lang po, Sir Bob. Okay, I'm Jay Comperada. Currently, I'm here in Bacolod City, Negros Occidental, dito po sa Visayas. So, right now, I'm working as a science research specialist to at Technological University of the Visayas in Talisay City, dito po sa Negros Occidental. In the same way, before I worked as a software engineer in one of the IT company in Manila, but I was introduced to Sir Bob Reyes by Sir Frederick Villaluna way back 2016, I think, and then we were able to attend Mozilla meeting in Makati. So, well, I'm already a professional and then also a part-time teacher in college. That's all I can say about myself. Thank you.
There, thank you, Jake. Okay, Lex, we go with Edison. Hi, Edison.
Hello guys, Edison here. So currently the CTO of Elinov Technologies. I also have my YouTube channel Tech and Ed. So subscribe kayo and watch and learn kumbaga. Ayun, professional here. 14 years in the IT industry.
Oh, from where are you, dude? Kuya, hindi kita
Manila man.
kilala.
Oh, I'm from Manila.
Okay, salamat. Okay, next, let's hear it from John Paul Birol.
Hello po, good evening. So my name is John Corberon and I am from Taytay Rizal and I'm an IT student po. And nakita ko lang po ito sa group and na-curious ko kung ano po yung mga matututunan ko dito.
Awesome. Maraming salamat. Welcome. Now, let's go on and hear it from Jose Maria Ledesma. Jose Maria Ledesma, please unmute yourself. Okay, let's go back to him later. Kevin, Cap. Kevin, are you there? Kevin. Okay, let's try later. Kenneth, you're next.
Good evening po. I'm Kenneth Songkaya from Laguna po. I'm a MozillaPH Community Volunteer and a software engineer po. That's all po. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat po, Kenneth. Let's hear it from Kim Dumanog.
Hello guys, I'm Kim from Laguna. I'm the etc. on the what I do. I usually do the graphic stuff for the Mozilla Philippines community, and right now I'm focusing on our business, and that's all.
Cool. Regards to Shane, dumaan sa likod mo kanina.
Oo nga, sir.
Okay, let's hear it from Mark with C. M-A-R-C, Mark.
Ako nga po pala si Mark Oliver Flores. Taga Cainta Rizal po ako. Tapos IT student rin po ako. Tapos ba't po ako nandito, na-curious lang din po ako sa mga matututunan.
Ayos, welcome. Then let's hear it from Mark Anthony Yabis. Mark Yabis, are you
Yo.
there? Hi.
Yo, magandang gabi sa lahat. Naririnig po ba?
Yes,
Ayun.
loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm Mark Anthony M. Yabis from where I am. I am currently in Manila City. What do? I'm a software tester by profession and also a volunteer for the Mozilla community. Ayun, yun lang.
Yes,
Magandang gabi
salamat.
ulit.
Welcome. Long hair na.
Oo nga eh.
Okay, and let's hear it from Maui Rayos.
Hello, good evening. My name is Maui Rayas from Taytay Rizal, and I am a student from grade 12 in MFI Polytechnic Institute, Pasig Campus. And I was curious to do in this meeting. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat. Welcome. Let's hear it from Micah.
Good evening po. I'm Maika Holes po from Bulacan. I'm an IT student po.
Ayos. Kamusta, Micah?
Okay lang po.
Let's hear it from Rodney Orca. Rodney? Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead, Rodney. Sorry.
Nakamute
Okay, so-
ata siya.
Yeah, in-unmute ko na. Hold on. Maybe technical. Okay, about Jose Maria Ledesma.
Hello po, Sir Bam.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Jose Maria Ledesma and nakatira po ako sa Antipolo City, Antipolo Hills, Natalia Avenue. Tsaka grade 12 student ng MFI. Tapos kaya pumunta po ako dito sa meeting, curious po ako sa Mozilla community kung anong mga event na nangyayari po. Diba, baka matuto po ako ng kasi po ako po ay IT rin, web developer rin. Yung inaaralan ko po.
Ayos. Maraming salamat. Welcome.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Sino pa yung na-miss natin kanina? Si Kevin, papatulog ng bata. So, silent mode. Anyone? Mark? Natawag natin si Mark, no? Si Rodney pala. Hindi. Calling Rodney? Rodney.
Hello?
Hi, there. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm Rodney Orca from Al-Kubar, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. I'm a graphic designer on a printing press. But before I was a IT professional also in the Philippines. But now sa designing na lang ako ngayon.
Awesome. Matagal ka na dyan?
Mga 9 years na siguro.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Okay. There. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. May nakaligtaan ba ako? Tawagin? I think wala naman. Meron? Anyone? Hindi pa nakapagsalita? Okay. Sige. Wala naman. Okay. Next. So, just going to do my usual spiel. So what is Mozilla? For those who do not know us, so we are a non-profit organization. We are an offshoot of what they know before as Netscape. So they came up with the project. It's called the Mozilla project. So in 1998 came a project called Mozilla.org. It was basically the open sourcing of the Netscape communicator. So we are a nonprofit and mission-based organization. So our mission is primarily to make a better internet. So we're building a better internet. And how are we going to do that? So first is that we must ensure that the internet will remain as a global public resource that is open and accessible to all. And we want to put the internet, we want to have an internet that truly puts people first, where individuals can shape their own experiences and are empowered, safe, and independent. So we are best known for our products, and the best known product of Mozilla is Firefox. So it's something that we don't advertise that you only need to use Firefox, but we want people to know that there are options, and Firefox is one of the options. So later tonight, you will hear things that are related to safety and security online with the use of different Firefox features. So some updates for the Mozilla Philippines community. So first, if you're using Firefox, Firefox 85 has been out in the wild since this week, okay, last January 26th. So if you still haven't updated, please do so. Next is that the localization of Firefox for desktop and Android is ongoing. So we have awesome news soon once it is confirmed. So right now, if you want to participate on this, uh, let me know. I'll be including some links later on at the post event thank you email. And yeah, so if you want to participate on this kind of endeavor, let me know. I'll get you onboarded. And yeah, there's this thought that we will be bringing the Mozilla Philippines office hours soon. So what is an office hour? So this will be something like we will be dedicating an hour every week depending on the availability of Mozillians. So we'll just be online in Zoom in or any other platform, including Matrix and Slack. If you have questions, if you want to work on a specific Mozilla related project, that is the best time. Okay. I'll be also inviting some colleagues from headquarters if they are. So most probably this will happen nighttime so that it will be catering to uh, most it will be somewhere within the middle of most time zones. And basically that's it. So yeah, just in time. Okay. So I'll be introducing our speakers for tonight. So we go first with Ronks. So Ronks is one of our awesome localization volunteers. So he'll be talking about online safety with Firefox enhanced tracking protection. So I'll be stopping to share my screen and give the floor to Ronks. Take it away, Ronks.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Bob. So, kumusta lahat? Good evening. So, I'm Ronks, Ronquillo, isa sa mga tumutulong sa pag-localize ng Firefox into Tagalog. Yeah. So, mag-share lang ako ng screen para sa share ko na topic. Wala. Yan. Okay, nakikita naman ng lahat yung slideshow, hopefully.
Yap, kita.
Kita naman, no? Okay, nice.
Kita
Okay.
naman.
Ayun, salamat. So, okay. So, ayun nga. So, napakilala ko na yung sarili ko. So, ang topic na i-discuss ko tonight ay tungkol sa enhanced tracking protection. Ito is mga relatively new features ng Firefox browser, both on the desktop and mobile. Yeah. So, unang-una, sa lahat, ano ba yung tracking? Kasi 'di ba, enhanced tracking protection. So, ano yung tingnan muna natin ano yung tracking. So, nung ginagawa ko kasi yung slide deck, is mauna ko naalala tong picture na 'to eh. So, hindi ko alam kung familiar kayo dyan. So, yun, 'di ba? So, mga ano ba 'to? Mga nagchichismisan. So, basically pag yung mga chismosa sa kapitbahay natin, 'di ba? Ano ba meron? So, kapag may mga kapitbahay, may mga balita, may mga ganap, so nalalaman nila yung mga nangyayari sa paligid, 'di ba? So, ikaw, sa bahay ka, may bago kang biling may bagong biling kotse, ganyan. So, nachichismis 'yan. So, for better or for worse, I'm not going to discuss the moral or immoral aspect of that activity. Basically, ang idea lang dito is yung pagchichismis, kwento basically, nagkakaroon ng pagpo-profile doon sa mga tao sa paligid, 'di ba? So, again, yun nga, for better or for worse, ang gandang balita man 'yan o hindi, totoo o hindi. So, napo-profile yung isang tao dahil doon sa mga nakapaligid sa kanya, 'di ba? So, in technical terms, so sa isang website na binibisita mo, ikaw bilang end user. So, sa isang website may mga script, mga bits and pieces of code na tina-track ka. So, naglo-load 'yon kasabay nung website na ina-access mo ngayon. So, halimbawa, pinuntahan mo yung isang news website, punta ka sa Facebook, mga online shopping websites. So, lahat 'yan, syempre, code 'yan. Tapos bukod doon, may mga script na kasama na kahit sa gusto mo, nalo-load 'yon. Tapos yung mga 'yon, tina-track niya, inaalam niya kung ano yung mga kilos mo. So, ano yung mga napuntahan mong ibang website, anong produkto yung tiningnan mo pwede ba magbanggit dito na online shopping website, yan. So, kung ano yung mga tinitingnan mo, kahit tiningnan mo lang, ayun, natukoy yun na yun. At iba pa. So, minsan magtataka ka, bakit kapag nasa Facebook ako sa ibang website may mga ads, bakit may sinearch ka sa isang e-commerce website, bakit yung produkto na nandun lumalabas dito, 'di ba? So minsan okay siya kasi parang kasi in-add to cart ko na 'yan, 'di ba? Minsan naman ayaw mo kasi parang intrusive siya, 'di ba? So mag-aalala ka bakit gano'n? So yun nga, yun yung essence ng mga trackers. Binibigyan ka ng profile from different varying websites para makilala ano ba yung gusto mo, ano yung mga hinahanap mo, yun, mga ganun. So, kaya nag-come up si Mozilla ng Enhanced Tracking Protection. So, ito, nirelease siya bilang bagong privacy feature nung Firefox 67 pa. So, nung June 4, 2020. So, yun. Paano mo siya isi-set up? So wala na. Basta meron ka nung latest Firefox ngayon. 67 pa siya na-introduce. Pero nakailang iteration na, di ba? Kagaya nga ng sabi ni Sir Bob, nasa Firefox 85 ba yun? 86 na na-release this week, di ba? So basta nakuha mo na yung latest version, wala ka nang poproblemahin. Automatic mo na makukuha yung enhanced tracking protection na feature. In fact, kumbaga magmula sa panahon na ni-release siya ng Firefox 67, na-improve na-improve siya, syempre. Tapos meron nga do sa bagong release, meron sila sinasabi na parang bukod dun sa mga hinaharang na niya dati na, meron pa siyang bagong hinaharang. So, ano ba yung mga hinaharang niya? So, yun. Nakalista rito yun. So, mga social media tracker, so mga galing sa Facebook, sa Twitter, sa LinkedIn, sa kung saan pa mga social media website. Tapos, mga cross-site tracking cookies. Ito yung mga, kung napapansin niyo yung mga naglo-load dun sa lower left. Minsan, di ba, yung mga loading from double-click.net, yung mga ganyan. Mga ibang ad websites, di ba? So kahit ina-access mo halimbawa isang news website, makikita mo doubleclick.net, ibang website, parang bakit may gano'n? Yun. Tapos fingerprinters, tsaka crypto miners, lahat sila mga script na kinikilala ka. So fingerprinting, di ba, parang pag nag-NBI ka, so unique yung fingerprint mo, di ba? So in the same way, yung tracking sa'yo, nakikilala base sa ano yung mga pinupuntahan mo, ano yung activities mo online, di ba? Yun. Tapos yun nga, kagaya nung nasabi ko, may bagong feature siya. Hinaharang niya ngayon yung tinatawag na super cookie. Actually, kahit ako hindi ko pa nga nakita ko lang yung term so aralin ko pa kung ano siya. Pero isa siya sa mga bagong hinaharang itong ETP ng Firefox. Yun. Yun. So, kung may questions kayo, mamaya aabot tayo doon. Lista nyo lang or ilagay nyo doon sa chat box. Okay? Yan. Tapos, so what's in it for me? Ano ba yung value nito, di ba? So, tatlong bagay. So, meron kang privacy, meron kang speed, tsaka battery savings. So, syempre, alam naman natin, given na kay Firefox at sa mga produkto ng Mozilla, na centered talaga sa privacy yung mga produkto niya. Unang-una sa lahat, syempre, si Firefox sa desktop tsaka sa mobile. Take only what's necessary. So, kapag may pinuntahan ka sa isang website, kung gusto mo, kung news website yan, balita lang dapat yung makikita mo. Diba? Hindi, gugustuhin pa ba na may tracking script? Diba? Unless may value yun sa'yo, pwede. Pero kung balita lang, balita lang. Kung online shopping lang. Diba? Siyempre, kung mahaharang niya yung mga scripts na yun, hindi na niya kailangang i-load sa browser mo. Siyempre, mas mabilis. Kasi hindi na niya i-download yun eh. Although sa panahon naman ngayon, lahat tayo wala na siguro naka-dial up ngayon, 'di ba? Pero still, may mga issues pa rin sa ISP natin paminsan-minsan. So yung mga maliliit na bagay kagaya niyan, makakatulong sa pag-load ng mga website kung mahaharang mo sila. And syempre, kung mahaharang mo, hindi na rin para kumbaga mag-load na yung website mas mabilis. So makakatipid ka sa battery. And similar dun sa isang script na nabanggit ko kanina. So yung crypto miner, so may mga website na kusa niyang parang tinitake advantage niya yung system mo para mag-mine ng crypto, 'di ba? Cryptocurrency ganyan. So kumaharang 'yon, hindi naman necessary 'yon sa activity mo online eh. So mas maganda. 'Di ba? 'Yun. So, how it works? Mas gusto kong ipakita na lang sa inyo 'to. Kasi it's one thing to say na, oh, may ATP yung Firefox, 'di ba? Alam mo nang gumagana siya. Pero sa sarili ko, gusto ko rin makita eh. Kumbaga yung makita mo na, oh, naharang talaga siya, 'di ba? Para convinced ka na gumagana talaga siya. 'Yun. So, i-share ko ngayon yung isang yan, yung Firefox Nightly siya actually. So, on the side, ito yung nilolocalize namin to Tagalog. Slight promotion. Pero, ayan. So, example nito ay, halimbawa, binuksan natin yung CNN, so which is a news website, di ba? So, napaghahalataan na puro news yung mga nababanggit ko. Ayan. So, pag niload mo yung cnn.com, syempre lalabas yung website, babasa ka na. Pero kung the usual lang, may mga iba pa siyang script na niloload sa background na hindi mo talaga kailangan. So, makikita mo, nakabukas yung enhanced tracking protection pag nakita mo yung shield icon na yun. Yan, sabi niya, nakabukas ang enhanced tracking protection para sa site na ito. Yun. Pwede mo siyang i-off. Yan, pag tinoggle mo, pag pinindot mo tong butones na yan. Yan. So, sabihin niya sa'yo na, ayan, ito yung mga naharang. So, may mga social media tracker, may mga cookies, at mga fingerprinter. So, kapag kinlik mo isa-isa sa kanila, i-enumerate niya kung ano-ano yung mga yun. So, in this case, may Twitter, sa mga cookies, ayan, marami. Tapos, dun din sa fingerprinter, so bounceexchange.com. Tapos, meron naman din pinapayagan, mga tracking content. Yan. Mamaya, dadaanan natin. Bakit? Akala ko ba nakabukas na enhanced tracking protection tapos may pinapayagan, di ba? Sasabihin, bukod doon, sabihin din niya kung ano yung mga wala doon sa listahan. So, wala siyang crypto miner. Di good. Yan. Tapos, gusto ko lang ipakita dito, kumbaga on a deeper level. So, mga cross-site tracking cookie, di ba? So, pag binuksan niyo yung DevTools, so medyo techy na to. I'll try to make it light overview. So, kagaya nga napag-usapan natin, may mga cookies, di ba? So, pwede mong tingnan sa DevTools ng Firefox yon. So, doon sa mga cookie, yung nakalista dito sa taas, makikita yon. Makikita mo rin dito sa gilid. So, subukan nating buksan. Basta editioncnn.com. Kaya mga cookies, di ba? So, okay lang yan kasi si CNN kailangan niya mag-store ng information. Halimbawa, online shopping website, di ba? So, kung naka-login ka, para di ba, kahit mag-click ka na mag-click, mag-search ka na mag-search ng produkto, naka-login ka pa rin eh. So, yung konsepto ng login, dito niya tinatambak. Dito niya sinasabi na, naka-login ka pa rin. So, kailangan yan. Hindi lahat ng cookies masama, di ba? Iba, kailangan para gumana yung isang website. So, meron ding iba. So, ayan, makikita mo kung ano-ano. Leteo, Amazon, Rubicon Project, etc., etc., etc. Yan. Since nakabukas yung ETP natin, pakita ko lang burahin ko lang lahat ng cookies. Tapos mag-aano siya. Magre-refresh siya. So dapat expect mo na yung mga to. Ayan. Sasabihin niya wala natagpo ang data para sa napiling host. Ibig sabihin yung mga nilista niya na mga tracking cookie, ito, hindi niya makikita rito, 'di ba? 'Yun. May isa. Teka, kailangan burahin to. Naiwan. So, expectation, pag ni-refresh ko yung page, dapat makagaya niya yung Rubicon project. Kahit i-refresh ko, walang maglilista dyan. Subukan natin Refresh. Siyempre si CNN meron pa rin yan. Kasi hindi niya haharangin yung mga cookies na kumbaga dun sa nanggagaling sa website na pinupuntahan mo mismo. So ayun. Ayan. So ayan, makita nyo, wala na, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin naharang niya 'yon. Ngayon, subukan nating baliktad naman. Pag in-off ko 'to, pwede mo isara yan. Yan. So magre-refresh uli siya. Yan. So syempre si CNN meron pa rin. Sa Rubicon, ayan, maglilista na siya dito. So, ibig sabihin, kumbaga, pinayagan mo na yung cookie yung malista. Ngayon, kapag kinlik mo yung yun nandito, ayan. So, minsan may lumalabas na pinapayagan mo yung iba, like fingerprinter, tracking content. Ayan. So, yun. So, sa iba naman, subukan natin si GMA Network. So, balita pa rin. So, i-refresh ko lang kasi ko ba inon ko? Wait lang. Yan, naka-on pala. Kasi yung toggle na to, yung butones na to, site specific siya. Pero pwede nyo ring buksan o isara dun sa options ng Firefox. So paano mo siya, ano, di ba? Ayan. Makikita mo siya kapag pinuntahan mo sa options, sa mga pagpipilian, tapos sa privacy at seguridad. So nandun siya unang-una, enhanced tracking protection. So standard, stricto, o pasadya. So mamaya yon. Dito muna tayo sa sa GMA. So halimbawa, sinasabi rito na ayun, makabukas nga kasi yung ETP. So may mga cross-site tracking cookie, 'di ba? Kapag nakabukas yung ETP, makikita natin na ayan, so may mga cross-site tracking cookie rin, 'di ba? Double click.net. Teka, purihin ko lang 'to. Purihin ko pala yung mga cookies and cache. Okay, so
So, baka lang tataka sila bakit Tagalog
Sorry.
yung Firefox mo. Baka lang tataka sila bakit Tagalog yung Firefox.
Oo. Ayun nga, kasi meron tayong nilolocalize na project sa Firefox. So, kung Firefox yung ginagamit nyo, maaring English, pero nakaset siya rin sa sa options na Tagalog. At pwede rin siya i-download sa website. Ayan. Papakita ko lang on the sides. Saan ba yun? Ayan. So, ayan, yung TLPH, Tagalog, Philippines. Kaya, sabihin nyo lang kung medyo nahihirapan kayo kasi ito yung existing na setup sa Firefox Tagalog. Ayun. So, kahit yung sa mga, ayan, yung mga headers. Lahat yun. Ayan. Okay. Wait lang, medyo naubusan ng oras. Teka ha.
Sige lang. Kasi baka maming tataka sila, nahanap nila yung option. Bakit hindi makita yung option na yun?
Ultimo yung mga labels natin dito. So kung nakasanayan yung options tong nandito, itong mga pagpipilian yan. So mga pagpipilian siya. So add-ons, mga add-on. Ayun. Okay. Asa na ba tayo? Pati si gov.ph, papakita ko lang din. So ayan, malalaman nyo na may hinaharang siya kapag kulay blue. Blue ba yun or purple? Purple ata. So kapag ito, kinlik nyo, yung kagaya ng dati, sabi niya, social media tracker, Facebook. Yan. So kapag wala naman, so ito ba? Check natin. May mga website na wala. Pag wala, kulay gray lang siya. Yun. So ayan. Tapos, may isa pa akong ipapakita dun sa presentation. Over time, kakagamit nyo nung enhanced tracking protection, meron siyang ano ba to, parang leaderboard or parang report. So sasabihin niya so far kung ilan na yung mga social media tracker, cookies, fingerprinters, tsaka crypto miners na nakita niya. Dashboard, ayun. So yung term na, ayan. Tapos, sasabihin niya pangkalahatan kung ilan na yung naharang niya ng mga tracker. So, ito yung yung main browser ko. Hindi yung nightly kasi walang data yon halos. So, sabihin niya may naharang na 1,476 na tracker mula Hulyo 31, 20,000, 2,020. Ayan. So, makikita niyo rin yan dun sa Firefox nyo sa protections dashboard. Yan, nandito. So at least magkaka-idea kayo kung ilan yung mga naharang niya. So kagaya nito, ayan yung ngayon. Kaninang umaga parang manipis lang 'to eh. So kakaload ng mga website. Pag nire-refresh ko 'yan, dadagdag 'yan. Kahit anong website. So, 'yun. And my time's almost up. Sorry. Okay. Ayan. So, questions. May questions ba kayo?
Okay,
Sa chat
guys
ba?
and gals, if you have questions, how's the time? Dagdag ko lang, yung kanina nabanggit mo yung super cookie.
Hindi ko
Oo,
pa alam
so
yung Sir Bob eh.
yung cookie kasi, 'di ba? It's a temporary file. So, with recent events, so na-determine ng team na there are things that we call as super cookies now. Ito yung mga permanent cookies na iiwan sa computer mo. So there are those kinds of cookies right now. So medyo
So kahit
delikado 'yon.
so kahit mag-control shift delete, hindi siya ano.
Yeah, actually, yung definition is it's a permanent cookie.
Hindi.
Oo, so yun, tinawag lang sila na super cookies. So may nakita na may mga ganong persistent cookies sila na talagang hindi nawawala sa computer mo.
Okay. Ayun. Kailangan ko pa magbasa dyan. Pero at least, ayun nga, kagaya na sabi nila, kasama na raw siya dun sa latest release ng Firefox as part of the EPP.
Yep. Medyo nakakatakot kasi yun, 'di ba? All techies thought that cookies are not permanent. Na biglang merong permanent cookie.
Walang forever.
Yep. Yun, except for the permanent. So, pwedeng gamitin yan kasi pwedeng i-exploit ng mga masasamang tao.
Dumadaan daw sa ISP eh.
Yeah.
Provider mismo nagbibigay.
Tumatawid.
Sa server ang papagura.
Baka dapat ano yan. Oo, yung mga tanong.
Oo, sila may
meron
tanong.
Meron ba sa chat?
Wala pa eh.
Wala sa chat. Okay. Ako
dito.
may question. Ako yung presenter.
Go.
Ayun. Meron din bang enhanced tracking protection sa mobile Firefox? Yun. Actually, kanina ko lang ni-research eh kasi nga nalimutan ko na. So, meron. Pag pinunta niyo sa settings, kung naka-Firefox kayo sa mobile, meron dun sa settings din na enhanced tracking protection. Tapos, ayun pala. I need to share one more. Sir, paano lang Hindi ko nadaanan kanina. Sorry.
Yung ATP ba ang dahilan kung bakit ayaw mag-load ng Facebook minsan sa Firefox?
Ayun. Ganda tanong. Kasi, dun sa options, hindi ko nadaanan. Sorry. Ayan. So, by default, standard yung nakaset dyan sa ETP. Pero may mas strictong version pa yan. So, ang pinagkaiba lang niya, yung tracking content, ayan, sa lahat ng window. Yung tracking content kasi sa standard, sa mga private window lang niya haharangin. So, kung naka-private window ka, ayan, take note, private window. Sa iba, incognito yung tawag. Pero generally, private window. Ayan. So, kapag naka-strict mode ka, stricto, lahat yon haharangin niya. Anong downside niya? Ayan, sinasabi niya, mag-ingat. At dahil merong pang string na hindi pa na-translate, kaya English. So, ayan. So, sasabihin niya, ang babala niya, may mga website na maaring hindi gumana. So, ang suggestion niya, kapag merong parang sira o hindi gumagana, pwede mong subukang isara yung tracking protection para sa website na yon. Yun. Personally, mas favorite yung strict mode. Kasi nga parang peace of mind. Pero ang downside nga, mas may chance na may mga website na hindi gagana. Kapag kinlik mo yung link, hindi siya magbubukas, di ba? Minsan pag sa mga form, nagka-type ka sa mga field, form field, hindi siya magsasubmit o kung ano man. So kapag may mga weird na behavior, subukan niyo muna na isara yung ETP, pansamantagal. Ayun.
Yep, it's a matter of clicking lang naman the button.
Oo. So yun. Importante to, and yun nga, sorry, medyo nalimutan kong i-cover. Importante yan kasi kung standard yung pipiliin nyo, sige, use the browser like you normally would, di ba? Pero kapag may nasira, paano na, di ba? Kailangan aware ka na kailangan mo nang i-click yung shield icon para baka sakaling gumana. Kasi again, pagdating sa privacy, 'di ba, pinipili natin, it's a choice, kadalasan it's choice between convenience and security. In this case, convenience and privacy. So kung gusto mong mas private, um, kailangan mag-aral. Kailangan mong alamin 'tong mga technique na 'to, 'di ba? Para mas may peace of mind ka. 'Yun. So,
Wrong.
ayan.
Yung dashboard ng
true.
ng ATP per device, no, hindi siya nagsisync kasi 'di ba may Firefox sync. Hindi siya nagsisync, no?
Hindi. So dito lang 'to sa browser na 'to. So iba yung So kagaya niyan, iba yung bilang ko dun sa dito. Ayan. Kasi ito yung sa kabilang sa kabilang browser ko 'to. Kaya yun. Masaya din siyang tingnan over time. Makita mo, ang dami. Lalo yung mga yung mga sa social media tsaka yung cookies. Madami. As in, libo yan.
Okay. Guys and gals, sinong may tanong para kay Ronks bago natin siya bitawan?
Ayan, may nagtanong. Galing kay Rodney. Ano po ang difference ng ETP ng Firefox sa privacy protection ng Brave browser? Hindi ako aware dun sa sa features ng Brave browser. Meron bang ibang makakasagot nito? Additional information.
Maybe we can check. Personally, I haven't explored Brave lately. I know they have new features, pero yeah, I will have to check.
Pwede natin tingnan for a later for a later episode. Ang maganda tanong yan para kumbaga may parang breakdown or matawag doon pag yung nagpa-compare ng mga produkto.
Browser
Head-to-head comparison. Okay? So,
Yeah.
kung may naisip kayong tanong, maybe later after
pwede nga po.
our second speaker. Okay? So, we can accommodate them kung may oras pa.
Yeah.
Okay, maraming salamat, Ronks.
Yan. Maraming salamat din. Itanong kayo, chat nyo lang.
Yes. Okay. Send it the chat or later sa final Q&A.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So now let's move on to our second speaker. So let's call on the virtual stage Mr. Romar Mayor Cabalo. So he'll be talking about multi-account containers in Firefox. Romar.
Magandang gabi.
Yeah. Sharing your screen.
All right. Yan. Hopefully you can see my screen.
Yup.
Ayos. I-present muna. Kita ba ang presentation?
Yes.
All right.
Clear.
Okay. Magandang gabi sa lahat. Mabuhay. So I would like to welcome everyone, yung mga nandito ngayon, nanonood sa atin, sumali sa ating tambayan ngayong gabi. Papasalamat ako, syempre. So, yung topic ko for tonight is about leveraging multi-account containers in Firefox. So, kung hindi pa familiar yung iba, this has been, matagal nang na-release niya na to eh. Matagal nang ni-release ni Mozilla to. And this is actually quite a very nifty na functionality, a feature na ginagamit ko actually araw-araw sa trabaho. So, by the way, bago lahat, just a little bit information about myself sa mga hindi nakakaalam. I'm currently, of course, the regional coordinator for Mozilla Philippines here for Northern Mindanao. I'm also currently a technical project manager for an IT BPO here in Cagayan de Oro City. And I've been, basically, yung career ko is DevOps and Systems Administration for several years already. Saka matagal na rin akong Linux and open source advocate. Been volunteering for various projects, Fedora, Ubuntu, CentOS. And you can also message me on Twitter. You can also email me at romar@mozillaph.org. So anyway, proceed tayo. Introduce ko lang sa inyo, of course, yung Firefox multi-account containers. Ano ba siya? And bakit kailangan natin gamitin? Siyempre, the Firefox multi-account containers, ano siya? Add-on. It's an add-on for Firefox that lets you have separate browser sessions for different purposes. Okay? So iba siya sa profile, iba siya sa private, and yung regular na browsing sessions mo. This is totally different. But hindi siya, one thing that we need to note later, actually emphasize ko lang, is that hindi siya available in private browsing. Available siya on regular browsing. But nandun yung power niya. Right? So, again, it allows you to have separate browsing sessions for different purposes on your tabs or different tabs. Kasi sa Firefox, di ba, meron naman tayong mga tabs and we can have several tabs. And the tab feature is actually very much prevalent on all browsers. If you've seen all the browsers right now, modern browsers, lahat yan may tabs. But kung titignan natin way back in history ng internet, aling browser ba ang unang nag-introduce ng tab browsing? 'Di ba? Netscape, yung parent natin ni Mozilla. All right. So, yung Firefox multi-account containers, by the way, was publicly released on September 6, 2017 with version 4.01. Actually, tinignan ko lang yung release nung add-on. All right? So, it's also licensed, it's open source actually, so it's licensed under Mozilla Public License version 2.0. Right. So yun, ano ba yung pinaka-main feature niya? Yung pinaka-main functionality ng multi-account containers is that it uses distinct container tab. So kumbaga, yung regular tab natin, ginawa siyang container. Hindi siya regular tab na yung ordinary tab na ginagamit natin. So you have to understand how tabs work in regular browsers. Yung tabs parang ano lang siya, parang UI element lang siya. So that you can open multiple websites simultaneously and view different websites simultaneously within your browser, right? So with the introduction of the Firefox multi-account containers, nagiging encapsulated na yung browsing session mo. All right? I will explain that later. So kumbaga, with this add-on installed in your Firefox browser, nagkakaroon yung tab mo magiging container na siya. So if you're familiar with Docker, you're familiar with virtualization, parang ganun ang nangyayari. Your browsing session mo is distinct from other browsing sessions within your Firefox. All right. So ito yung pinaka feature niya. Yung containers kasi ni Firefox under multi-account containers, the containers use a separate slice of browser storage. Separate. Okay? So hindi nagkakahalo-halo yung mga different browsing storage mo. Hindi nagmi-mix up. All right? So, bakit tayo gagamit? Why am I advocating or why are we advocating that people start using Firefox multi-account containers? Lalo na dun sa mga bago pa with Firefox or those who have been using Firefox but we're not really familiar with this feature and this add-on, hindi nila alam to, right? So the thing is that using Firefox multi-account containers, you can minimize your trackable browsing footprint by encapsulating your browsing information via containers. Okay? So nami-minimize yung trackable browsing footprint mo. Kanina, Ronks was talking about enhanced tracking protection. This multi-account containers, by the way, adds another layer of protection for us while we browse. Kasi if we are using regular tabs in Firefox, what happens is using using cookie-based tracking, pwedeng mas-snoop ng cookie or pwedeng mas-snoop ng JavaScript. Let's say for example, JavaScript ni Facebook that's already loaded in memory kay Firefox. Pwede siyang mag-snoop ng mga cookies na na-store ni YouTube. Or si YouTube, pwede siyang mag-snoop ng mga tracking information coming from Facebook. This is quite a contentious issue also because a lot of websites are actually sharing. They're actually sharing cookie access, no? Isa 'yun sa mga malaking issues right now. Sharing of information between different mega tech companies. And they use our information, our browsing information, ginagamit nila to profile us. So with multi-account containers, we are now at least dadagdagan yung ating protection while we browse or while we surf the net. Alright? Isa pa, with multi-account containers, yung site preferences natin, yung mga login sessions and advertising, tracking data and cookies, hindi siya nakikarry over to other containers. Okay? Magkahiwalay siya. Alright? Separate talaga. As in, you will notice na iba talaga siya. Per container na ginagamit mo, you can have probably a container for banking, you can have a container for social media, you can have containers for your emails, you can have specific container for your client 1, client 2, client 3. Pwede mong gawin yun. And your browsing sessions and your browsing behavior when you work using those containers are totally separate from each other and encapsulated. Okay? Plus ito pa yung maganda, lalo na pag SEO ka or developer ka, you can log into the same website using different login accounts simultaneously and hindi siya nag-overlap. And hindi siya let's say for example, you have multiple email accounts with Gmail. You can open multiple Gmail, you can have multiple Gmail sessions for different accounts under different containers. Sabay yun po pwede. And Google will not mind at all. Alright? So, yun na nga. Why are we advocating this? So that at least naman yung footprint natin while we're browsing, hindi siya medyo mahihirapan silang mag-coincide or mag-collate ng ating browsing information kasi totally separate siya. Hindi nila agad-agad mapin to a single browsing entity. Kumbaga, isang browsing persona, hindi nila mapipinpoint yung ating browsing sessions for different websites. Okay? Alright. So, ano yung possible? Actually, very common na mga use cases. Ako personally, I recommend this especially for people who are in SEO or doing search engine marketing. So, pwede nyong gawin to or gamitin to with your existing workflows and processes. Pwede siyang gamitin ng mga QA testers, lalo na pag mga developers also. You can use this using if you want to do your QA testing, no, simultaneously. All right? You can do online banking, definitely. No? You can do online banking and financial transactions on simultaneous different tabs or containers without worrying na yung session mo for this container baka mag-bleed through the other tab. No. Kasi separate siya. And totally different yung memory na ginagamit. Alright? Social media activities, definitely, magagamit natin to. And this is one of those use cases that we recommend that all of us be using multi-account containers if we're using Firefox. And of course, any online work. If you're doing anything online, take advantage of using multi-account containers. All right. So there's actually another separate na container feature or add-on. No? This is a separate add-on actually. It's called the Facebook container. And how does that compare with multi-account container? All right. Si Facebook container, by the way, is very specialized, meaning targeted lang siya for Facebook only. So you can actually install this alongside multi-account container. Separate lang yung installation niya. And later, I will be showing that to you also. Another is that Facebook container works automatically out of the box after you install it. Nothing anymore to configure. You don't need to configure anything. The Facebook container will already do needs to be done in order to rein in Facebook tracking, etc. This is outside pa, iba pa to sa enhanced tracking protection. This is totally separate. So this is another layer of protection for us while we're using Facebook. All right. So Firefox multi-account containers, of course, much more general ang use niya. So you can use multi-account containers for other websites or other use cases na ginagamit mo for whatever browsing habits that you have. You use multi-account containers, and then we use Facebook container to rein in Facebook itself. All right. Okay. Bago tayo mag-demo, may tanong ba? Hello?
So far, wala pa.
Wala
Sige,
pa.
go. Go.
All right. Okay. Tuloy tayo. Okay. So you're now looking at, hopefully you're now, you can now see my browser window, right?
Yep.
All right. Sige. Medyo adjust ko lang para hindi masyadong ano. Okay. So you can now see my browsing session here. Of course, using the latest version of Mozilla Firefox. Stable. By the way, I'm using the stable version. Just to let you know, this is a different version from the one that Ronks was using earlier. Yung ginagamit ni Ronks kanina is a localized version ng Firefox, which is the Firefox Tagalog. No? So I'm using Firefox Stable. So most of you, of course, definitely most likely ito yung ginagamit nyo. All right. So I'm using Firefox Browser 85. All right. So now, if you notice here, this is pretty new. This is newly installed. Bagong install na Firefox ito. Wala masyadong available dito. Except lang yung libraries and history, bookmarks. And then we have your site, if you want to show your sidebar. And then of course, yung profile mo. I'm currently logged in using my MozillaPH.org email. And if you're using Firefox, definitely we suggest that you log in, or you log into your to your Mozilla Firefox account, or if you do not have any account yet for Mozilla Firefox, you create an account, right? And then you can ano bang advantage of logging in, creating an account with Mozilla Firefox and then logging in? It's because you can actually sync, right? Your browsing sessions can be synced across multiple devices. All right? And you don't need to be worried. Yung ano ba nangyayari sa browsing sessions natin na nasi-sync to Mozilla's servers? Those are actually encrypted at rest. And not even Mozilla will be able to see anything that's on those sessions that you have there. All right? So those are encrypted, and when we pull that back in, that's going to be decrypted and then gagamitin sa sa mga devices mo. You can sync this actually on multiple devices, no matter how many PCs and how many laptops you have. You can sync your browsing sessions. All right. Anyway, proceed tayo. How do we install the add-ons? No? How do we install si Firefox multi-account containers? So of course, you click on your hamburger menu, right? And then you go to add-on. Okay? And of course, may mga recommendations naman as usual si Mozilla, but we can just go ahead and search for multi-account containers. All right? And then, of course, you will see side by side, magkasama yan. Si multi-account containers at saka si Facebook container. You can actually install one or the other. Pero for now, install muna natin si Firefox multi-account containers. You click on it, and then of course, click on Add to Firefox. All right. And then, of course, may dialog na lalabas. Add Firefox multi-account containers. It requires your permission, access your data for websites, access browsing history, of course, kasi siya yung magmamanage eh. All right. So after that, you click on Add. All right. Has been added to Firefox, and then click OK, got it. And you will notice may bago ng button. sa toolbar natin. Okay? So, ito na yung multi-account container natin na button. If you click on that, you will notice may wizard, okay? Get started. Put containers to work for you. Place for everything and everything in its place. All right. All right. And then container tabs when you need them, of course. And then here, ito, bagong feature kasi ito eh. When Rongs and I learned about the syncing feature na na-apply na to multi-account containers, we were really happy. All right? Kasi we can now sync. Hindi na namin kailangan mag-recreate ng mga containers across devices. All right? So you can actually start syncing, but I'll just click on not now. So that you will see the default. Okay, so ito na yung default list of containers available when you install multi-account containers. May personal, may work, may banking, may shopping. And what's cool is that, especially if you are working online or if you are learning online or if you're doing anything online, you can create your own containers. So how do you do that? You click on manage containers and then you can actually add. All right? So let's say we want to add a container for social media. It's fine. All right? You give it a name and then you click on whatever color you want to give it. Let's say color blue, and then you can assign an icon for it. So let's say, let's give it all. Ito lang. Cool shades. All right. And if you notice, ito na. All right? Ito na siya. May bago ng entry, social media. Now, we can actually use this. You can actually go ahead and use this now for your social media usage. But what I want to emphasize here is I want to show you guys the encapsulation feature wherein papakita ko sa inyo na talagang separate ang session niya. Separate ang cache, separate ang login. If you notice, meron akong tab dito for my email, right? I open my email here, and this is, if you notice here, this is not a container tab. This is not a container tab. Why? Because wala siyang label. If I'm going to open a new container tab, I can actually just click on the multi-container button, and then I click on personal or probably work or banking or whatever. I just click on personal. And if you notice, after the tab gets opened, may label sa address bar. Sa address bar, there's the personal label here compared to the other one. See? This is a generic Firefox tab. Walang label sa address bar. Pag container siya na tab, meron siyang label. If you notice, may nakalagay personal here. Now, if I'm going to open a Gmail session here, what will happen? It's going to be totally fresh. See? Because the behavior of if you previously logged into Gmail, your session is there, right? Pero ito totally fresh siya. Even if I'm going to open another one, again, I'm going to open an email here. Let's say that's one of my emails actually. Gonna open a session here. Sorry. Ito yung drawback ng mahabang password. Alright. So naka two-factor siya. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm going to open another multi-container session. This time, work. I'm going to click on work. And you notice here, these are totally different sessions now. Personal and work. I'm going to open another Gmail session. All right. And again, this is totally fresh. See? It's as if bago, totally bago. Hindi alam ni Gmail that I'm using actually just the same browser. It's It just so happens that I'm using containerized browsing sessions. All right? Okay? Question? Wala pa?
May
Sir,
tanong is, yeah,
ano
go
po?
ahead, sige, go ahead.
Sige.
Same lang po lang yun sa sa Chrome, yun.
Chrome. You're referring
Pero
to
mas secured naman si Firefox actually.
You're talking about Chrome profiles?
Chrome profiles, yung parang same rin siya. Differences.
Kasi dito, we're using just a single profile. We can actually have multiple profiles. Yung profiles kasi ni Firefox is tied to your account. Tied to your actual Mozilla account. So if I'm going to log out and I'm going to use another Mozilla account, then ibang profile. We'll be using a different profile. All right? So yung container sessions natin will be carried between profiles. So if I'm going to use a different profile, yung container sessions ko from one profile does not carry over to another profile. Actually one dimension lang yung sa profile, isang profile mo. That's going to be one thing. Isang profile mo kung sa kay Chrome, you just have one profile. Yun na nga. Then you have multiple tabs, right? It's not encapsulated. So if you are going to do banking, that means you need to shift to another profile. Right? Tama? Ito hindi. You don't need to switch accounts whatsoever. Kasi ando na, containerized na siya. Alright?
Parang siya. Pero secured naman din siya.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so may tanong sa chat. Pa nag-install na ng multi-account container kahit di na mag-install ng Facebook container. If it is okay daw.
Pwede.
So, yeah, I said, yeah. Pero magkaiba sila ng functions,
Yes, magkaiba sila ng function.
To make
The thing
it
lang is that, ito lang, emphasize lang namin is that, kasi si multi-account container, generic siya eh. You need to manage it pa. You need to have, let's say for example, si social media. Sige, open tayo. Let's open a session. Let's open a session under social media. All right. Ito. Social media na yan. And then I'm going to open Facebook. Okay. See, this is totally fresh. Right? Okay. So I'm going to log in using my Facebook account. But the thing is, if we're going to manage this, okay. Let's go to manage it. No. Let's go to preferences. All right. So you can actually go to extensions if you want to have deeper tweaking. If you want to tweak your Firefox multi-account containers, you're going to make some tweaks. Dito mo siya tweak. So you open up preferences and then you open extensions. Okay. Actually, add-ons. Sorry. Click on add-ons and then click on extensions and then you see here yung enabled na extension natin, which is multi-account containers, and you can manage it there. And you click on preferences.
Yep. Okay. Si Facebook container kasi, ang gagawin niya is para kang magkakaroon ng fence.
Yes.
Kasi yung nakikita ni Facebook is nadun lang mismo sa tab kung nasaan yung Facebook. Hindi niya makikita kung anong ginagawa mo sa ibang tabs.
Right. Exactly. If you're using kasi multi-account containers, may mga iti-tweak ka pa eh. You need to tweak it in order to handle Facebook and others. Whereas si Facebook, si Facebook container, wala na. You don't need to do anything to rein in Facebook. All right, so let's do that now. Let's add Facebook container. Let's install it. All right, then you click on the add-ons page. You click on Facebook container, and then you add it to Firefox.
Kaya yung icon niya is fence.
Yes, it's totally different. Almost the same functionality, but again, this is totally targeted for Facebook only. Okay. So it's already added. If you notice here, ito na. Separate siya. Right? See? So yung mga related websites ni Facebook, that's already predefined dito. Unlike sa container, wala. But you can still see Facebook here as part of the items within multi-account containers. Kasi multi-account container, container lang din siya eh. So after installing the add-on for Facebook container, na-add mo rin siya dito, nakikita mo rin siya.
So,
Alright?
useful pala yung multi-account containers. Kung bawa, gusto ko makipag-chat sa sarili ko. 2 different Facebook accounts.
Yes. Yes. Yes, definitely. Pwede yun.
Yeah, if you're a developer, testing something like
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Exactly. Yan yung isa sa mga use cases na sinabi ko kanina. So if you're a developer, if you're an SEO, or gusto mo lang talagang, if you just, gusto mo lang gumawa ng kabalbalan online, then yeah, definitely. You can spawn different, or you can create different containers like this one. May social media tayo na container, and then may Facebook container tayo. These are totally separate and totally encapsulated yung session. So, pwede mong kausapin sarili mo.
Yeah.
And then
It was a joke, pero
and then whatever.
Yeah. Pero
Diba?
if you're a social media manager, this is pretty much useful.
Definitely.
Yeah, in many ways.
Yes, definitely. All right. Okay.
In the box.
Yes. May tanong pa?
Oh, guys and gals, sinong may tanong para kay meron ka pa ba present or
Actually wala na.
okay.
Yun na lang, for the reading na lang pag wala ng questions. Ito, for the reading, actually links na lang to. Links na lang sa original blog post siyempre ni Mozilla. Tapos yung support page natin for multi-account containers. And of course, si Privacy International, by the way, they've been pushing for this. They've been endorsing, actually. No, Privacy International is endorsing multi-account containers. May page talaga silang ginawa, no, telling people how to install it and enable it, and they are encouraging people to use this, no, as much as possible. All right, and siyempre, yun na nga. May oras pa ba tayo, Bob?
Sige lang.
All right.
Yeah.
Mag-share lang ako ng isa.
Yes, Rom.
I'll go.
Na tip. Ano siya since medyo marami-rami din yung mga nasa IT, isang practical use ng multi-account container ay gumawa kayo ng production na container. Kasi ang laking bagay na nakasegregate siya. Tapos may label na productions. Gawin yun ba? Yung prominent color, like purple o kaya
gawin natin
green. Para alam mo, pag nag-load yun, hindi ka magiging maingat ka na, production to. Ganyan. So, ayun. Kasi di ba pag sa environment, sa development, minsan similar yung mga URL, ganyan. Iba yung kumbaga, di ba kapag nag-ano ka ng change sa production, tipong inaanto ka pa.
Right.
Mas matindi pa sa kape yun eh. So buti na yung handa ka at aware ka na okay, ito yung environment for production, ito yung environment for development, staging, whatever. Yun, laking bagay din tong
Yes.
Extension na to.
Definitely. Eto, if you have multiple, ito pa, para naman sa mga layman, no? Pag hindi ka dev, you can have separate containers for each of your bank. Sample lang, may co-op, so iba, you can have, ayan. Let's say, BDO, yung mga usual culprits. Ayan. Okay? Or let's say, have PPI. This is red. Okay. Yan. So, you can have separate. These are all separate and, ang mangyayari dyan is that whenever you do banking, you're assured na yung container na yun is just for that specific bank, no? And we've been even sa Chrome, we've been advocating na if you're going to do online banking, make sure that you close everything first. Wala dapat na walang naka-share na naka-open na tab or whatever. If you're going to do banking, just to make sure that no rogue JavaScript gets loaded into memory. If you want to do banking as much as possible.
So, pwede natin gawing analogy dyan is para siyang bubble.
Yes. Definitely. Para siya bubble. So, yun na nga. Yung virtual sessions mo, separate yung containers mo. So, by doing it like this, you have multiple containers for your banking, for each of your banks. Ito pa. Ito, medyo sensitive din ako dito, si SSS. Lagyan natin dyan. Alright. So, you have a specific or a dedicated container also in Firefox for SSS alone, no? At least walang makaka-snoop, walang JavaScript, or even si Facebook will not be able to snoop on your sessions while you're doing your SSS stuff, etc. Or any government transactions that you have. You can have unlimited number of containers actually, you know, using Muti-Account containers. All right?
That's cool.
Ayun.
Okay, sino pa may tanong para kay Romar? No.
Okay. So, pag wala na...
Meron sa chat.
Okay.
So, sabi ni Rodney, paano kung nabuksan mo yung website para sa banking sa ibang container?
Pwede mo siyang iset na automatically, di ba?
Yes.
Ayun. Paano nga ba yun?
Pwede, teka. Like you open a specific website for a container tab.
BPI. Or something.
Yeah.
Huwag yung email. Kita namin email mo.
Huwag yung email.
Sorry. Right. Okay. Right. Sige. Like dito.
Ayan. O, kunwari isang website yan.
Yeah. Teka. Actually, pwede mo i-lock eh. Pwede mo siyang i-lock. This wasn't open using a container. Like this one. Si Gmail. Meron yan eh.
Yung sa yung button ng multi-account mismo. Yan. As always.
Yeah, this one. Reopen this site in this one. See? All right. So let's say I'm going to spawn an SSS session, or let's say I opened SSS here, and this is not a container session.
Kailangan lang ng kompleto.
Yeah. Walang automatic
redirect eh. Triple W pa.
Dub.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Yeah, tama. All right. So ito, yun na nga. No. Let's say for example, ito yung website ng bank mo. So you can reopen this site. See? Reopen this site in banking, or let's say SSS. Ayan.
Tapos pwede mo rin siyang iset na always open, di ba? Para
yes, ito. May always open this site. Ito.
Paborito ko yun eh.
Yeah. Ginawa ko dati wrong sa work email ko. Sa Gmail, yung generic na Gmail. Lahat ng Gmail session ko pati personal. Dun sa work na tab na open.
Dun babagsak.
I had to disable it. Yeah, I had to disable it. Kasi lahat ng mga link kahit na personal email dun bumabagsak sa sa work. Anyway, yeah. So like eto, SSS na siya, nasa SSS na container na siya. We can then force it. Now, always open this site in SSS. Ayun. So, lahat ng link na naka ganitong format, let's say sss.gov.ph na yung mga links, dito babagsak lahat. So kahit galing pa siya sa ibang container, papasa siya dito.
Kahit naka-bookmark siya, tapos inopen mo,
Kahit naka-bookmark siya. Yes, kahit naka-bookmark
Level
siya.
Gimli.
Or you've clicked a link in Facebook, going to www.sss.gov.ph. By the time that you click on that, automatically Firefox will route that to open the SSS tab, SSS container for you. Kasi naset na natin siya to always open this site, no? Always open this site to a specific container na. All right?
Awesome. So, thank you,
Okay.
Rodney, for that question. Sino pa? May tanong. Maybe
Meron
we can
pa?
accept one more.
Yeah. Pwede pa.
Huwag kayo mahiyang gamitin yung dalawa in conjunction with each other.
Yes.
So pwede gamitin yung multi-account container plus yung kanina, yung yung ETP.
Yeah, ATP. Enable ETP. Actually naka-ETP ako ngayon see? Naka-ETP yan.
Yeah.
Naka-ETP by default lahat to. So yeah. Enable ETP. So enable ETP and then you use Firefox multi-account containers para may additional layer of protection tayo when we're doing browsing online. May question pa, Bob?
Batulan
So far, wala naman. Going once?
All right. Going
Twice?
once?
Okay. So yun. Maraming
Alright.
salamat, Romar.
Sige. Maraming
Shoutout daw.
salamat.
May nagpapa-shoutout si Russell.
Okay.
Okay. Maraming salamat,
Thank you.
Romar. All the way from Cagayan de Oro City. Okay,
Thank you.
so I'll just be sharing my screen again. Okay, there. Can you see my screen? Yes. No. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, Q&A. Wala naman nagtatanong na. Okay. So yeah. Just some reminders. So how to join the Mozilla Philippines community? If you haven't signed up dun sa ating online forums, so just go to join.mozillaph.org. What do we need? We need people who will use and test our products. Not necessarily that use it all the time, but if we can use it all the time, that would be awesome. We need people to help us spread the word about free and open source software and online privacy. In the coming days, you will see on social media and on our website, we'll be participating in FOSS Asia next month. That's March. Okay, so that will be awesome. So it's the second time that FOSS Asia will be online, fully online. So it is an annual conference held in Singapore, and yeah, this time we'll be participating as one of the supporters. Okay, we need people who are willing to learn and to be trained. For this year, we will be having quite a number of online workshops. Okay, matutuloy yun. And yeah, we just need people to be more awesome online. If you still do not have a Mozilla community portal, just go to community.mozilla.org. So this is some sort of a directory of all Mozillians. So kung gusto mo makita kung ano yung activities ng ibang Mozilla communities, they are there. The online meetup tonight is also there. So if you want to record your activity para makita namin, makita ng ibang communities, ng ibang Mozillians, kung gaano ka ka-active sa Mozilla community dito sa Pilipinas, you may go to the community portal. So there's a Philippines group din doon. So sali ka. So right now, there are 23 members in the Mozilla Philippines group sa community portal. Pero yeah, I checked. There are almost, I think, 30 Filipinos already in the community portal right now. So all you need to do is go to community.mozilla.org. And yeah, the last agenda for tonight is class photo. So if you can please turn on your cameras so that we can have our photo taken. Stop share.
May pa-photo ops pala.
May photo op.
Medyo magulo.
Okay lang yan.
Ayan.
So we are 16 now in the room. Kaya, okay? So let's wait for the others. Maui, John, Mark, Micah, Kevin, Russell.
Ano ba tayong signature ng Mozilla? Ano? Signature hand signal. Ganun.
Makdo eh. Okay, so let's give them 30 seconds. Mark, Micah, si Kevin, papatulog pa ng bata yan. Russell. Yun.
Wala
Tingnan natin.
na. Alam.
Baka si Kevin nakatulog. Ayun, si Kevin. Hindi akala ko si Kevin.
Nice, Kenneth.
Si Kenneth, long hair na.
Ayan.
Okay, so there. So, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more. Tingin sa camera. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, say Mozilla. Mozilla. Okay, there.
Mozilla.
So, yun. So that ends our online meetup, the first online meetup for Mozilla Philippines Community this 2021. So from now on, it will happen on the last Saturday of each month at 8 p.m. So if you want to be part of the Zoom room, just sign up on the links that we'll be providing every month, and that's it. So kung may tanong kayo, feel free to reach out to us by social media or via email. Sa email, it's info@mozillaphilippines.org. Sa social media, just look for MozillaPH. And yeah, sigurado makarating sa amin yan. So, and with that, we end tonight's session. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat. Ingat kayong lahat.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Salamat. Salamat
Gabi.
po. Salamat po.
Salamat.
Magandang gabi po.
Thanks po.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Ingat.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.